everyone, it's Raven. Welcome back to the Nest. So what I have for you is my consumer debt snowball update. And this is going to be pretty much an update of what has occurred since my last update video, which I can't really remember when it was, but this is basically an update of things that have transpired since that video, which was probably like mid-September, probably. Maybe, yeah, like mid-September, maybe a little bit before mid-September, up to the point now where we are right now. So that is the update that we're going to be working on today. So let's go ahead and get into the first update, which is my credit one card, the second one. Of course, as you remember, I paid off the first one already. Where's the paper for that one? I got it here. Yeah. Number one was already paid off, and then we were working on number two, which was this one. And I'm pleased to say that it has been paid off. So let's go ahead and get our color thing going on. I'm going to pop up onto the screen right next to me, kind of a screenshot of my balances so that you all see that it has been cleared out. I'm now at $0 for both of my credit one cards, so I no longer owe credit one any money. They do not have to come and break my legs. I'm actually considering canceling these cards, and but I'm doing research into some things first before I actually do that, and maybe some of you out here can help me out. The reasoning behind why I wanted to cancel these cards is because they are more of the subprime, bad credit, building credit, establishing credit type cards, which I did get when my credit was not the greatest. Let's not mince words. It was horrible. So these cards were used for me to build my credit, which my credit isn't perfect right now, because like I said, I still have some debt that I'm paying off, credit card debt, but I mean, my credit is not terrible. My credit scores right now are sitting about, well, between the three credit bureaus, they're sitting between 680 and like 700 between all three credit bureaus. And so like I said, the reason why I'm considering canceling them, like I said, because they were more of the subprime kind of cards, plus they have annual fees that I really don't want to pay anymore. Now that the card, I mean, I didn't want to pay them before, but I still have the cards, but I don't want to keep cards just to be paying a fee every month to a credit card company, if that makes sense. So I know through a lot of the credit research and education and things I've kind of been doing since I've been on my journey, I've always read that you don't cancel cards. And I mean, people have told me that as well. Like, no, you don't cancel your cards. But kind of trying to look into the why. So I'm not really completely sure as to why that is the advice. I mean, I know, I just wonder, does it have something to do with losing that payment history? Because from my understanding, and I'm not doing this the prettiest, y'all, from my understanding, your payment history does not go away even if you close an account. Right? Wrong? I'm definitely looking for some advice here. So I'm wondering if it's because you lose that available credit. So like, let's say you have $15,000 in available credit across how many ever credit cards, and then you close a card that had, say, a credit limit of like $5,000. So then your available credit jumps down to $10,000, and then let's say you have outstanding debt of like $6,000 on those. You know what I'm saying? So is that why your points drop if you close an account, because you lose that available credit? But let's just say I pay off all of my credit cards, which that is the plan, and which I can't even think of how much I have in like credit. I mean, let's just say it's $15,000, and then I pay everybody. Let's say I pay everybody. I have no credit card debt, and I just have $15,000 of credit available. If I close those credit one cards, I mean, I know my available credit will drop by like I think those two cards combined is like a credit limit of $2,500. So if I cancel those, it'll drop my available credit by like $2,500. Would that really affect me? Because I don't have any outstanding credit card debt, so really my credit card utilization is already at 0 anyway. So is that really going to drop my score? I mean, I don't know. But like I said, I'm definitely looking for advice here if anybody happens to know, but I am doing research into it because like I said, I really don't want to keep paying annual fees for cards that I'm probably not going to be using. I did say that once I eliminated all of my credit card debt, I was going to move to paying all of my expenses, my bills, and using one credit card basically to pay for all of my bills and expenses, including like my allotments for my cash envelopes. I was just going to use a credit card to pay for all of that and then pay the bill off each month. That is my plan for when I'm out of credit card debt. So I don't really see the need of keeping those unless I keep them for like an emergency or something. But I mean, I do have other cards that I do plan on keeping. Even some of the ones that are subprime because they don't have annual fees. I'm strictly looking at getting rid of Credit One because of the annual fees. I want to say that is the only card that I have. No, Premier Bank as well. First Premier, they have annual fees too. So technically, once I pay that one off, because I have 2 of those as well, 2 Premier Bank cards as well. So one of them's already paid off, and then the other one is in my debt snowball. It's actually the next card up after I pay off Best Buy. And that First Premier has a annual fee to it as well. So I'm really looking at getting rid of all of my cards that have annual fees, with the exception of my American Express card. I have an American Express Gold card, which I don't use really, and it does have an annual fee, but I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't use it. I do use it. I use it for bigger purchases to get the points, and then I just automatically pay it off. But yeah, so like I said, my cards with annual fees, the Credit One cards and then the First Premier cards, I really want to cancel those because I'm pretty sure if I call them, they probably just won't say, okay, yeah, sure, we'll stop, your annual fees, or maybe they will. I don't know, but I'm looking into see what to do because I don't want to pay. Like I said, I just don't want to pay annual fees for cards that I'm not going to use. So definitely give me your advice or your knowledge down in the comments, kind of what you like. I'm going to be doing some research on my own as well to figure out exactly what does that mean when people say that, or when you read that. What does that mean if you close an account, if you close a card, your credit score will possibly drop? What does that mean? Because if it doesn't necessarily apply to my situation, meaning that once I'm completely out of credit card debt, my credit utilization will be at 0% anyway. So if I eliminate some available credit, it shouldn't affect my credit card utilization because it will be at 0 anyway. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that the payment history doesn't go away just because I closed the card. So, or maybe it does, I don't know. Oh my God, I think I lost my little top. Did I? No, here it is. I've lost my mind. So yeah, let me know your comments and your advice and your suggestions down in the comments. But I'm really seriously looking into what I'm going to do about, like I said, Credit One and First Premier, because those do have annual fees and I'm not trying to pay that. So here is the completed sheet for my Credit One card number 2. It is completely paid off. That sucker is gone, as you see in the screenshot that I still have up. All right, so let me go ahead and mark this out. Okay, that was ugly. Okay, so that is now paid off, and we are now moving on to my Best Buy card, which the balance on that right now, Oh, I'm just going to go ahead and pop it up on the screen since we're going to segue into this anyway. Go ahead and pop it up. The current balance on that one right now is $519. And this just goes to show you how much only making the minimum payments and interest hits you, because I created this, was it back in July? You all may remember better than me. I think it was back in like July, like mid-July when I did this. So I've gone through like what? Since I made that, like technically three payments at this point. So, and my balance only went down to $519 from $554. So that just kind of shows you how only paying the minimum and then that interest kind of hits you. Because like I said, I've not even really made a dent in this card and just making the minimum payment. So like I said, it's the next thing up on my debt snowball. And where's the paper that I made for it? I made a paper. I'm gonna get this one out of the way. I made a paper, and it's gonna be set up just like my credit ones. Each credit card is going to signify $10. So as we make our payments, we will be coloring these in. Now I have yet to make payments on this yet, but I typically do that at the end of a paycheck budget based on what I have left over, if that makes sense. This tends to what I do. So at the end of this current paycheck budget that we're in, which is paycheck budget number 1 for October, I'll be making my first debt snowball payment towards this. My plan is to have this paid off by the end of the month. That way I can segue into my next card in November, which is this first Premier card. So we are making some good progress, I think. I would like to accelerate at some point, maybe knocking down 2 cards in a month, but we shall see. We'll see. All right, so there is that. And then I need to update on my car. I'll pop that screenshot up right here. Current balance is at $14,038. I have no idea where my purple pen is, so we're going to use this wine colored one. Well, I'm calling it wine. Maybe it's more of a magenta, but I'm going to say it's wine. So what we get to color in is 3 cars, because my balance has come down by $300 since I did my last update. Now these cards that I have colored in here, this is not basically the amount that I've paid since I started the debt snowball. It's the amount that I have paid on this since I refinanced my truck in April. Is that right? It's April, I think. April, May, somewhere in there is when I refinanced this truck. So basically these are the payments that I have made towards this since it's been refinanced. I refinanced and my total refinance amount was like $16,000, I think. Yeah, it was like $16,000. So this is basically how much I have paid since the refinance. So I get to color in 3 of these, and I'm probably going to speed this up because I really don't have anything to talk about when it comes to the card. And I actually, while I was coloring in, I thought about it. It was April. Well, no, I refinanced in March, but end of February, beginning of March, whatever. My first payment wasn't due until April. Yeah, I think I refinanced in like February-ish, sometime in February. It was sometime in February. It was definitely not March because my birthday is in March, and I know it was way before that. So I refinanced in February, and technically my first payment wasn't due until April. There it goes. So I just want to roughly calculate how much I would have paid if I just made my regular payments each month, which is like, it's $240 something, but I just rounded up to $250. So we got April, May, June, July, August, September, and technically October as well. So that's 7 months. 250 times 7, that is $1,750 in payments, and technically I have made 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I have made technically $2,100 in payments. And I know that really looks weird because of the way my balance looks here, but that is because, of course, some of that goes to interest. So I paid 21 on it, but all of that didn't go to, principal. Some of that went to interest and some went to principal, but I have made $2,100 in whole payments since this was refinanced, when I really only should have made $1,750. So I think I'm doing pretty good here. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good here, I think. And the fact that and really that isn't like a whole lot in interest that has gone to that, because if you think about it, like I said, I financed for it was right at 16,000. That's how much it was, right at 16,000. So 16,000 minus 2,100. So really, technically, that much of the money I've paid has not gone to interest, because technically that much hasn't gone to interest. We're gonna say it like that. I'm not a mathematician, but technically that much has not gone to interest. Let's just throw it out like that. So yes, that's where we are as far as my car. I'm definitely going to have several of these pages, and I actually may convert this into something else. I just need to kind of get into either Canva or some other kind of program and do something up. I want to make it into a one pager, if that makes sense. So maybe have something where I'm coloring in like so much, I don't know. I'm going to get into, like I said, I will have to get into Canva or into another program on my laptop and maybe figure something out, because otherwise I would have multiple pages of these in order to finish out the entire loan. And like I said, I have no idea where my purple marker went, so I had to go with this kind of magenta wine, whatever color you want to call this. But this is where we are as far as my car. And I think that is it, folks. That is it. We are making our way down this list, and like I said, right now I'm on to my Best Buy card, and then I'll be on to First Premier after that with my Capital One auto loan running concurrent. So if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up for a like. Hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any more of my videos. Thanks, guys. Peace.